Picture the daily routine of a high-achieving CEO, a world-class athlete, or an innovative entrepreneur. It likely starts with an early rise, perhaps as part of the 5 a.m. club, and includes activities like writing, meditation, and exercise. But there's one element that might catch you off guard: a cold shower. Well, the idea of stepping into a stream of cold water can be daunting, especially for those accustomed to the comfort of warmth. This practice is surprisingly widespread among some of the world's most successful people. A substantial body of scientific evidence supports the habit of cold water immersion, a trend that has captivated numerous CEOs and celebrities. Welcome to Biohacking Insights, your go-to source for the latest in physical and mental well-being enhancement. In this episode, we're going to explore the remarkable health benefits of intentional cold exposure. We'll uncover the compelling reasons to adopt this practice and how it can significantly elevate your overall wellness and mental acuity. Get ready to have your perspective broadened as we investigate the science and stories behind cold showers. Stick with us until the end. You're in for some truly mind-opening insights.
Temperature is a powerful stimulus on our nervous system and indeed on every organ and system of our body. And cold in particular can be leveraged to improve mental health, physical health, and performance, meaning for endurance exercise, for recovering from various forms of exercise, for actually improving strength and power, and for enhancing mental capacity. In order to properly leverage deliberate cold exposure for sake of mental health, physical health, and performance, you have to understand how cold impacts the brain and body.
Serial entrepreneur Tony Robbins starts his day with a brisk 14-degree plunge, while best-selling author Tim Ferriss alternates between sauna sessions and ice baths, embracing the power of contrast therapy. Pop icon Lady Gaga incorporates a 10-minute ice bath into her pre- and post-show rituals, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson kickstarts his mornings with an invigorating cold shower. It's not just about an occasional icy dip or sporadic cold shower. To truly harness the full potential of deliberate cold exposure, consistency is key. It's about integrating this practice into your daily life, finding the perfect slot that resonates with your routine. Whether it's a rejuvenating start to your morning or a calming pre-bed ritual, experiment to discover what suits you best. The real magic lies in repetition. The more you immerse yourself in this practice, the more natural it becomes, unlocking a treasure trove of benefits. It's about making deliberate cold exposure a non-negotiable part of your everyday life, reaping the rewards that come from a commitment to this scientifically backed practice.
If you are using deliberate cold exposure, the environment that you place yourself into should place your mind into a state of, whoa, I would really like to get out of this environment, but I can stay in safely. But let's say you were to get into a warm shower and it would feel really, really nice, and you were to start turning down the warm and turning up the cold, there would be some threshold at which it would feel uncomfortable to you. And if you were to continue to make a little bit colder than that, you would really want to get out of the shower, but you were confident that you could stay in without risking your health, right? Without risking a heart attack.
Deliberate cold exposure is more than just a test of endurance. It's a powerful tool for enhancing your overall performance, physical health, and mental well-being. This practice significantly influences your body systems, organs, and even your neurological functions. Engaging in regular cold exposure can lead to improvements in strength, power, endurance, and mental sharpness. When you intentionally expose yourself to cold temperatures, your brain and body release significant amounts of norepinephrine, which is also known as noradrenaline and adrenaline. These neurochemicals trigger a state of alertness, sometimes even causing agitation, as if urging you to move or react. The elevated levels of these neurochemicals continue after the cold exposure, further enhancing your energy and focus. This boost can be channeled into various mental and physical activities, making it a valuable asset for productivity and performance. Furthermore, deliberate cold exposure enables you to exercise top-down control over deeper brain centers that regulate reflective responses. By accepting the stress of cold exposure as a meaningful self-directed challenge, you activate the prefrontal cortex, a brain area involved in planning and impulse control. This form of regulation is what people often refer to when they talk about resilience and grit. It's a skill that aids in managing real-world stressors while staying calm and thinking clearly. In summary, purposeful cold exposure is an excellent form of mental training, equipping you to handle various life challenges with increased ease and effectiveness.
Deliberate cold exposure, it turns out, is a very potent way to improve mood, mental acuity, and levels of alertness, which can be very beneficial for many people in a bunch of different circumstances. But it also has the positive effects that many people seek in terms of metabolism, in lowering inflammation in the body, and other physiological effects as well.
Deliberate cold exposure is not just a test of endurance, it's a metabolic booster, requiring your body to burn calories to increase its temperature. A lesser-known trick to maximize the benefits and build resilience is to keep moving while submerged in cold water. When you're in cold water, your body generates heat, creating a warm layer around you, offering protection from the cold. Interestingly, if you stay still, this thermal layer keeps you warmer compared to when you move. Movement breaks this thermal layer, making you feel colder and triggering a greater release of adrenaline. The more adrenaline released, the better, as it plays a crucial role in the health benefits of deliberate cold exposure. Consider intentionally exposing yourself to the cold for a total of 11 minutes each week. This doesn't mean every session, but rather 2 to 4 sessions spread throughout the week, each lasting between 1 to 5 minutes. The water should be intensely cold, but still bearable for a few minutes. While there are additional methods, this should be the minimum to reap the benefits of cold exposure. This 11-minute guideline is based on recent research exploring various effects, but you can also opt for very cold, very brief exposures to stimulate adrenaline production. This approach is a great basic strategy for maintaining consistency in your cold exposure routine. Facing the challenge of deliberate cold exposure, it's almost certain that your mind will resist, both during and before the experience. Thoughts like, "Get me out of here," or "I don't want to do this," are common. These mental barriers can be visualized as walls and are the result of adrenaline surges in your brain and body, essential for the adaptive response you're aiming for. If it were easy, there would be no stimulus for your body to adapt and change. Overcoming these walls means mastering top-down control over your instinct to escape the cold. Challenging yourself by counting these walls and aiming to surpass a set number, like 3 to 5 walls during each session. Alternatively, you could track your endurance by time. The walls approach, however, has a broader application to life stressors, which often don't resolve within a set time frame. This method not only tests your resilience, but also strengthens the connection between your mind and body, enhancing your ability to handle various challenges and stress.
I personally get tremendous benefit from doing deliberate cold exposure 3 times a week and using the walls method that I described earlier as my gauge for how long to stay in. And typically that means that I'm staying in for anywhere from 2 minutes to 6 minutes per session, and that averages out to about 11 to 15 minutes total per week.
Deliberate cold exposure is a powerful method for reducing inflammation, which is at the heart of many health issues like arthritis, heart disease, and cancer. This approach enhances blood circulation, helping to remove toxins and inflammatory substances. Research shows that it lowers inflammation by decreasing the production of cytokines, key proteins involved in the inflammatory process. Additionally, it stimulates the circulatory system, improving blood flow and the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to internal organs, contributing to better overall health. To kick off this impactful habit, just take 11 minutes of your week for cold exposure. Watch the effects unfold. It might turn out to be a major shift in your life. Keen to further elevate your health and performance? Check out our next video on the transformative effects of intermittent fasting for weight and fat loss. If you're looking for a scientifically supported way to shed pounds, this next video is a must-watch. We're eager to hear from you about deliberate cold exposure. Leave a comment below. Are you intrigued to try it out and experience the benefits firsthand?